What if I told you that there are secrets that God's chosen ones should never, and I mean never, reveal? In fact, even you have things you've never shared, perhaps out of caution or wisdom, but trust me, what you're thinking is deeper than that. Silence has a tremendous power, a power beyond what most people understand. Silence is sometimes your greatest weapon, your strongest shield. Above all, silence can be the most profound statement you'll ever make. In a world where everyone is quick to talk, quick to share, and open about every detail of their lives, God's chosen ones need to be different. They need to keep themselves private and know when to keep quiet. If you belong to God's chosen group, I advise you, never reveal certain important things to anyone. These secrets are the walls that protect your destiny, your blessings, and the breakthroughs that God has in store for you. To fully absorb this sermon, if this resonates with your faith, leave a comment below. Now, without further ado, let's get started with the first secret. Your future plans and dreams. Guard your plans and dreams like your life. This is really important. The enemy cannot directly penetrate your future or see where God is leading you. He does not have a crystal ball to discover your destiny. However, the enemy operates through insidious means. He gathers information from the very things you unintentionally reveal in your daily conversations. The more information he receives, the more opportunities he has to destroy what God has prepared for you. Proverbs 29:11 says it clearly, "A fool pours out all his feelings, but the wise man keeps his temper in check." Let this be in your heart. A wise person knows when to keep quiet. Practice restraint in your words and step back from the trap of oversharing. It is in silence that your destiny is most securely protected. They understand the value of keeping God's revelations to themselves until the right time. It is not a good idea to rush into the open what is still young and vulnerable. Like Mary, the mother of Jesus, she was entrusted with a great promise that would change the world forever. But instead of spreading the story, Mary nurtured it in silence, waiting for God's timely guidance. Mary's lesson reminds us that sacred values sometimes need to be protected in patience and silence. Dreams, like buds, need to be nurtured and protected from negative influences from the outside. In their early stages, dreams are vulnerable to misunderstanding or suspicion. Rushing to share them with people who do not understand or sympathize with them can bring unnecessary hardship. Instead of going public, entrust your dreams to God in prayer. Some things should be kept private between you and Him. God may lead you to share with a few trusted individuals who will pray for and support you. However, avoid making your plans public until they are fully formed. By remaining silent, you create space for your dreams to grow in a safe environment, free from the enemy's sabotage. Not all visions need to be shared immediately. Some things need time to mature before they can be revealed to the world. Silence is sometimes a wise strategy, protecting your purpose and increasing your chances of success. When it comes to family matters, privacy is also important. The family is a sacred, private space, and not every disagreement, financial hardship, or health issue should be made public. The modern world encourages oversharing, but that can be hurtful to loved ones. Family matters should be handled with wisdom and love, and not discussed on social media or in public. Follow the example of Noah's sons, protecting your weaknesses instead of exposing them to ridicule. In times of difficulty, seek advice from trusted, spiritually mature people. Imagine if Mary, pregnant with Jesus, had complained about Joseph to Elizabeth when he initially tried to leave her. It would have only added to the confusion and misunderstanding. Instead, Mary put her trust in God to intervene and work things out. Small conflicts, if blown out into the open, can create unnecessary drama and destroy the peace of the family. When problems are handled quietly and privately, you will see God's hand restore things in the best possible way. Another lesson is to be patient and wait for the right time to share your first victory. Big turning points in life are like saplings. They need time to take root before they face outside pressure. Whether you have a new job, a financial opportunity, or something else, stay calm and focused, rather than rushing to announce it. The proverb reminds us that the plans of the diligent lead to good results, while haste leads to negative results. Keep the initial joy in your heart to nurture and develop it steadily before letting the world know about your success. Rushing to publicize your breakthroughs can inadvertently undermine them. This leaves success vulnerable to jealousy, unnecessary competition, and even spiritual attacks. The enemy is always looking for an opportunity to sabotage what God is doing in your life. If you reveal every joy or accomplishment too soon, it may be the very opportunity the enemy has been waiting for. Consider the story of King Saul. He was anointed king, but the prophet Samuel instructed him to wait for signs from God before acting. Saul's anointing was real, but his success took time to align with God's perfect timing. Similarly, when David defeated Goliath, he did not rush to show it off publicly. Instead, David let the victory speak for itself, waiting for the right time that God had in store for him. If David had declared his success too early, his enemies would have taken advantage of any opening to destroy his fortune. Here is an important lesson. For God's chosen ones, the early stages of breakthrough are not a time for show, but a time to nurture and protect the fruits. In these early steps, you need to be careful, because this is when the enemy will try to rob God of his blessings through jealousy, opposition, and temptation. Remember the story of Joseph in the Bible? God gave him a dream of a glorious future, but when he shared it too early with his brothers, he received jealousy and betrayal in return. Genesis 37. Although the dream from God was real, the timing was not right, which led to the difficult trials that Joseph had to endure before the dream became a reality. His story reminds us that victory often comes with challenges, and waiting on God's timing is an important factor in ensuring the full fulfillment of His promises. There is a time to be quiet and a time to speak. After a big breakthrough, it can be tempting to share it with everyone around you, but remember, patience and discretion will help protect what God has given you. Nurture your achievements in secret, giving them time to mature under His guidance. In God's time, everything will be revealed in a way that no one can deny. His timing is perfect, and perseverance is the key to holding on to the victories you have received. Don't let impatience or a desire for recognition cause you to accidentally lose the blessings that have been reserved for you. When God gives the go signal, your victory will be so powerful that no one, not even your enemies, can shake it. Let the good things in your life grow and ripen in secret. You will see God multiplying His blessings in ways you never imagined. Finally, pay special attention to your finances, a tempting target for the enemy. In this age of social media, it is easy to get caught up in bragging about your possessions or accomplishments. A fancy vacation, a new gadget, a promotion. But be careful, because it is a risky game. Showing off can open the door for the enemy to attack and destroy what is under God's protection. Proverbs 13:11 reminds us that wealth acquired hastily will soon be gone, but the one who patiently accumulates it will see it grow. Wise people understand this truth. Wealth should not be built on noise or ostentation, but on stability, perseverance, and humility. In fact, when you flaunt your wealth or financial success, you easily become a target of envy, greed, and even hatred. Enemies can exploit the information you unintentionally reveal to cause unimaginable damage. Remember the story of King Hezekiah in the book of 2 Kings, chapter 12, verses 19 through 19. After being healed by God from a serious illness, Hezekiah made the mistake of showing off the kingdom's treasures to the ambassadors from Babylon. In his pride, he displayed all his assets, such as gold, silver, spices, and all the treasures in his storehouse. But that very act had serious consequences. The Babylonians later came back and took away everything he had proudly shared. The prophet Isaiah warned the king of this mistake, teaching us that flaunting wealth does not bring good, but sometimes leads to destruction. Similarly, in our daily lives, we often tend to want to show off our achievements. However, this makes us vulnerable to jealousy, manipulation, and even theft from people with bad intentions. Not everyone who congratulates you truly wants the best for you, and not all congratulations come from good intentions. Therefore, keeping your financial problems or personal successes to yourself helps protect you from unnecessary trouble. Remember that the best wealth is not material but spiritual. God is the only one who knows all your needs even before you ask. Let your financial growth and every other blessing come in quiet obedience and according to His will. Do not create opportunities for the enemy to exploit you by showing off your wealth or success. You will be known more for your faith, charity, and close relationship with God than for your fleeting material possessions. Let your testimony be a demonstration of spiritual wealth that glorifies Him, not a display that invites trouble or conflict. The wise person will guard not only their material wealth, but also their spiritual treasures. When they do, God will continue to multiply your blessings in miraculous ways that you cannot imagine. In particular, understand that not all spiritual experiences are meant to be shared publicly. Dreams, divine visions, angelic visitations, or revelations from God are unique spiritual gifts given to guide your faith and lifestyle. But sometimes wisdom lies in knowing when to share and when to keep those experiences to yourself. There is power in silence, and there is power in holding sacred moments in your heart as a deep connection between you and God. Look to the giver and put your trust in Him, not in what you receive. Real treasures are not in worldly possessions, but in a strong personal and spiritual relationship with God. Sometimes God may prompt you to share a vision or dream to encourage others. However, most of the time, these spiritual encounters are meant for your own personal growth and journey with God. They are sacred, and if you reveal them too early, you may diminish their profound meaning or impact. Consider Mary, the mother of Jesus. When the angel Gabriel came to her with the announcement that she would give birth to the Savior, she did not run around seeking confirmation or sharing it with people who did not understand. Instead, she kept the revelation in her heart until the time was right. Similarly, the Apostle Paul in 2 Corinthians 12 recounted how he was caught up to the third heaven and heard unspeakable things. Even as a mature and spiritually mature person, he understood that not all revelations should be shared. He was entrusted with sacred secrets and kept them secret because they were too sublime to be shared in ordinary ways. Or, as the Apostle John in Revelation 10 heard the thunder and was about to write them down, but God stopped him because some visions were not meant to be revealed from the beginning. They were sealed and reserved for a time known only to God. Spiritual encounters are like precious seeds that need time to germinate and take shape underground before they come to the surface. If you share them too soon, they may be misunderstood, trampled on, or even attacked by the enemy. Learn to keep these revelations in silence, giving them time to grow and prepare you for a greater task. When the time is right, God will guide you to know when and how to share them. Not everyone is ready to understand or accept your spiritual experiences. Some will scoff, others will be jealous or simply unprepared to listen. By keeping these moments sacred, you allow them to truly transform you in the privacy of God. Your faith grows stronger, and your relationship with Him deepens. Learn to nurture these spiritual seeds in silence, reflection, and prayer until God tells you it is time to share. When that time comes, what you once kept hidden will become living, undeniable evidence of His hand in your life. So guard your spiritual encounters not out of fear, but out of wisdom. Let them take root deep in your heart and grow in the quietness of your heart. If all spiritual encounters are more testing your intimacy with God than they are for public display, keep them private until they are ready to blossom and bear fruit. When the time is right, God Himself will glorify you in a way that silences the enemy. If this message resonates with you, meditate on it and take it as encouragement. Guard your dreams, your family, your victories, your finances, and your spiritual encounters that God has entrusted to you. Do not seek validation from the world, because only God's approval is perfect. In His own time, all will become clear. Until then, be humble, wait quietly, and witness His power work on your behalf. God, let us continue this journey together, and may God bless you abundantly.